Hello, sweeties! Jeez, but these planets are giving us a hard time. Still, as someone very annoying once said, suffering breeds character. How much character you need, I'm not sure, but we'll keep going without any complaints. It's the week of 10th November 2019, and we have another 11 days of this lunacy before the planets get themselves back together. We can handle that, can't we? We're brave enough. Thanks for listening to Astrology with Linda Shaw. Don't forget to subscribe, it's free. Press the bell thing, you'll be sent reminders. That's enough of that, let's get to the stars. Scorpio, you delicious monster. What's going on here? It's as though a tiny switch has clicked off in your brain and you're floating along in slow motion. And why shouldn't you? Not much can be achieved now anyway. Except for that wild love at first sight thing that sneaked in from the left. You can play with that if you feel like it. But don't go breaking any hearts. It's definitely not a good time for that. Just try and enjoy the ride. By December, your energies will be fully functional again and you'll be back in your own driver's seat. Meanwhile, avoid big decisions or fights with people you love. And if you're not sure what to do next, do nothing. Best thing. But if you come across any interesting financial deals, investigate all your options and then stall. Just for now. That's it for Scorpio. Sagittarius, you mad creature. Are you wondering whether you've lost your marbles? Well, maybe you have, or maybe they're just being rearranged. The point is, you're discovering pitfalls you hadn't thought of, and you're wondering whether you're on the right track. And that's perfect, exactly as it should be. You're in exactly the right place you need to be to make the next move. Just keep a cool head and see if you can work around the problems instead of throwing in the towel and having a tantrum. Success is much closer than you think. You'll need a lot more patience than usual, of course. Ask one of your more relaxed friends for help. If you're starting a business or learning new skills, the next step will soon become much clearer. The love life, of course, is fairly disastrous, but not for long. Try not to say what you think, just for a while. Just keep those brilliant ideas to yourself. Those thoughts need editing, just a smidge. That's it for Sagittarius. Capricorn, you delightful beast. How about, just for now, seeing your social life as a medical necessity? Your soul needs a party. Several parties. Your psyche is taking itself far too seriously and suffering ghastly agonies as a result. Come now, you owe it to your health to make a concerted effort to become an irresponsible, thoughtless lunatic. You might as well. The planets are so disorganized you won't accomplish anything useful, no matter how hard you try. And it's true, the career is still hectic enough to keep you buried in the office, but the fact is, business decisions are being made in peculiar ways with very different thought processes that you know nothing about. So ignore that, spread your wings a little, see where they take you. That's it for Capricorn. Aquarius, my little bunny rabbit. That peculiar urge to be different is growing stronger and stronger, driving you to find much more interesting friends. But of course, interesting doesn't necessarily mean sane or even useful. But at least they're holding your attention for a while. Alternatively, of course, this could be the perfect time to study philosophy or something spiritual, something to answer your endless questions. Meanwhile, try to hold out against the enthusiasms of a boss or lover who's determined to make you behave. And bear in mind that you don't have to be like other people to get on with him, but it helps if you're polite. Use this planetary weirdness to get in touch with your secret desires. It's time. This week is about you. Talk to you. That's it for Aquarius. Pisces, my little strawberry muffin. When is the last time you spent an evening with your buddies? They've missed you, you know. And if you don't rush over with cookies this instant, that longing could turn into sulking or even tantrums. Besides, you need to know what's going on in their lives. As magnificent as you obviously are, not even you could qualify as an island. So get out of your hermit hole and have some drunken fun. And when you've done that, you can make space for romance. There's magic in the air. You can fret about money later, much later. One thing you do have to pay some attention to, though, is your health. Your energy levels have dropped and you're doing that half-dead thing you're so good at. Get some treatment. Take better care of yourself. That's it for Pisces. Aries, my little maniac, are you being fabulously assertive, or are you just looking for somewhere to dump your bad mood? Of course, it might help to know that this particular energy shift has much more to do with the planets than with you. But it doesn't really change the fact that you're the one who has to handle the fallout after the planets have sailed off on their merry way, so be careful with this. You'll need people on your team when you move into the next wildly successful phase. Meanwhile, the universe is teaching you leadership skills. It's a subtle art as you're discovering. Either way, you'll have lots of help in your career once the planets have stopped playing silly buggers. For now, nothing makes sense. Even your love life's confusing. Just be patient. You'll soon figure out what's going on. That's it for Aries. Taurus, my little porcupine, are you in one of your prickly moods? Nothing wrong with that, as long as you remember that people are often a lot more sensitive than they look. So cool it with those sledgehammer remarks. Not everyone has the same sense of humor you do. You, meanwhile, will discover something this week that could radically alter your love life if you let it. Be very careful not to overreact. We all make stupid mistakes. So before you lose the plot, find out the real truth. Believe it or not, other people love to gossip about you as much as you love to gossip about them. Remember, the planets are still messing with your head. Don't believe everything you hear. And definitely try not to make any big decisions before December. You're just not ready. That's it for Taurus. Gemini, my little pussycat, are you having a hard time? Are all your fabulous ideas falling flat on their faces? Actually, everything's going exactly according to plan. This is the time to complete all the old stuff and toss out anything that's no longer working. The universe thinks there's too much old junk lying around, not enough space for anything new. So finish what you've started or throw it out. Anything you haven't used or looked at in the past year must go. You'll be amazed how much there is. Be kind to your friends though, you still need them. And if you're looking for work, keep at it. Send your CV to anyone you can think of and be open to opportunities. Something new and very different is on the horizon. Love's looking good though. Let yourself be vulnerable. Open your heart. That's it for Gemini. Cancer, my little cupcake, you're so adorable now. You are doubtless fighting off the fans. Still, you'll need to add some extra romance if you're hoping to keep your love alive. It's one thing messing around with assorted flirtations. It's quite another opening yourself up to real love. Even if you've been with someone for years, you're not necessarily committed until you are. So for now, expect the unexpected. Weird twists of fate and peculiar energies are changing the end of your story. Which doesn't mean you won't be happy with the way it turns out. The trick is simply to remain flexible enough to spot a good thing when it comes your way, and then pounce. Don't worry about the finances just yet either. There's not much you can do about them till next month. For now, you'll be fine. That's it for Cancer. Leo, my little pussycat, are you wondering what the heck is going on and why you're suddenly feeling so hideously powerless? Relax. The most important areas of your life are on hold for a while. And since there's very little you can do about that, you might as well bypass the guilt and go straight for the tequila binge. Invite a few friends over. But bear in mind that while you're messing about, the planets are extremely busy locating people and options that actually will work in your favor. By the end of next week, you'll begin to understand. Meanwhile, how about writing your memoirs or planning a weekend at the beach? This is also a great time to fix up the house. The love life's improving but needs more work. Get romantic, make some music. And stop worrying about things you can't control. No point. That's it for Leo. Virgo, my little sausage roll, are you feeling all alone in the world and completely misunderstood? Guess what? You're not the only one. Times of change are often lonely, but they don't need to be. Call a friend or make some new ones. And remind yourself that no matter how strange you're feeling, there are always people who will benefit from your fabulous kindness and courage. You know how amazing you are. For yourself, stay alert and intuitive. You have work to do. Keep a notebook and write down your thoughts. You'll be astonished at what comes up. Mostly though, the best you can do at times like this is not make anything worse than it already is. Actually, when you can finally get out of your own head, you'll find fascinating ways to increase your bank balance, so keep a lookout. It's not all about hard work, it's about instincts, and you have loads of those. That's it for Virgo. Libra, my little teddy bear, what's going on here? The universe has crammed your heart with profound emotion. No point trying to talk your way out of this one, so you might as well let yourself feel whatever you need to and enrich yourself while you're there. Not only that, planets this noisy want you to complete unfinished business, walk away from anything that's no longer fulfilling, and get on with a much more fabulous life. But you have to believe that you deserve better, and you will eventually. For now, though, the planets are revolting. The best you can do is just get through this time. It's just another week and a half. Try not to piss anyone off more than you have to, particularly bosses and lovers. You'll start a new cycle in December, a much better one. That's it for Libra. Thank you, delicious creatures, for listening to Astrology with Linda Shaw. If you'd like to subscribe, just press the button thing. It's free. If you have a little question, tweet me on @TheLindaShaw. And have a great week. Remind yourself how fabulous you are. Bye now.